All right, how you guys doing? My name's Brad Austin, and I'm here today with Chris and Sarah, which we have the pleasure of interviewing today. They are with Red Dirt Dancing, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, awesome. So the reason for this interview today is we are wanting to introduce you guys to Vegas because we're bringing you out to do some workshops. And I thought it'd be really great and have the opportunity for our Vegas community to get to know you guys. So I decided to make this video. So why don't you tell us about yourselves, how you got into dancing, where you guys come from, all of those good things.
Yeah, so I actually started to dance back in 2008 because I had a college girlfriend try to teach me how to dance. I was so bad. I was stepping on her toes, and she literally left me on the dance floor, and I felt so embarrassed. And whenever we broke up, which not for that reason, but when we broke up, I went out to dance halls every single day, taught myself how to dance, and then I took my very first group lesson, and that's when I realized how much I really didn't know, and my dance journey started from there, and then I met Sarah.
Yeah, so I started dancing in about 2019, actually, starting out mostly going out with my friends, just kind of hanging out at the dance halls. And it wasn't until the beginning of 2020 that I said, wow, I could really get into something like this. And I started to connect with the local dance communities and stuff like that. And of course, COVID shut things down, so that made my journey a little bit more challenging, for sure. But the 2 weeks that all the bars opened back up in Texas was when I met him. And I guess it's just kind of been, history from there.
And it was the most interesting way, actually. I had just finished winning like some dance competition. I was wearing a big old buckle. I had a big old red shirt. I had a rooster on my shirt and it said cocky.
And he was.
Do you have a picture?
He was introduced to me as the Chris Ivey, and I said, "Oh boy!"
And I was like, "Hi." She goes, "Well, hello, the Chris Ivey," and I'm like, "Do you want to dance?" It was so funny.
So now we teach private lessons, we teach group lessons, we travel all over the United States, we teach conventions, we have been in artists' music videos, at least 4 that I can think of right now, and it's just been this incredible journey.
And what's been cool is a lot of what we teach is a lot of very dance agnostic type of ideas and values. So like we teach a lot of two-step because it's very common with us in Texas, but we love West Coast swing, we love country swing.
We're actually getting into line dance a little bit too, believe it or not.
Waltz still eludes. It's still something I think I'll always and continuously work on.
Beautiful though.
But yeah, we love all types of dances. So usually whenever we teach, we love to teach in a way that it can apply to all dances, actually.
Okay, right on. So how long ago did you guys actually start dancing?
So I officially started in 2008. I started my whole journey around 2014, 2015. That's when I started with two-step, and then I got introduced to West Coast swing 2017, I believe, and then country swing probably within the last 2 to 3 years.
So how fortunate it is to meet you guys here at the Yes Convention that we're all attending this weekend.
Yeah.
Adia puts on a great show. It's one of my favorites. But I first met you guys at The Edge. And I don't know, I talked to you briefly. I don't know if you remember me.
Of course we do.
Number 5.
I was in your 101 class.
So I told my dance partner, I was like, I am going to go take their class. I saw your 101 class on the menu, and I'm like, I'm going right now. And she's like, well, I'm going to go do something else. I don't really want to do lifts. And I was like, okay, cool. And I went there, and it was awesome, and it was great, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Well, and that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun. That's what that's what we do. It's what we love doing, and so we bring it.
It's literally what it's all about for us. Because at the end of the day, the way that we see it, especially when you're going out to the bars and the clubs and everything, it really is just about getting out there and having fun. And that's why we love these dance conventions that Adia puts on. It's about fun. It's about the experience, and it's just about growing as a dancer more than anything else. That's what we love.
That's awesome. I love it. So we are going to be bringing you guys out to Vegas at the end of September.
So excited.
So we're going to be bringing you guys in on Thursday night. And I definitely wanted to let our community know that you guys do have privates available.
Yes, of course.
So we'll make a mechanism for our community to book that.
Yes.
We will have one already ready for you.
Great. Awesome. I'm all for that. Anything that takes stuff off my plate, I am all for it. So we are going to do 3 workshops on Saturday, and I believe we agreed that each one is going to be an hour long, right?
Yeah, so it'll be an hour-long block is what we'll have each. But
Right.
within that hour-long, we'll probably teach for about 50 minutes, and then we'll have like a 5-minute recap, and then we'll have like a 5 to 10 minute brain break, and then we'll go on to the next.
Awesome. So what I really wanted our community to know was that what you're bringing to the table and teaching here in Vegas is going to be very dance agnostic. And our first class is the dips and tricks class. So tell me about that.
Yes. So, I mean, dips and tricks happens in every style of dance. So everything that we're going to be teaching is good for country swing, good for two-step, progressive. It's good for West Coast. It's good for a ton of different styles of dance. And that's what we enjoy.
That's kind of what we cornerstone ourselves off
Yeah.
of. So like, whenever we post all of our videos, if you notice, we don't really do many dances within them, mainly because we want them to know that they can apply this to anything.
Yeah.
And so when we do those dips and tricks, we'll teach very good like counterbalancing techniques, how to be able to your balance pillars. We'll teach you those types of techniques that's really going to help you out in doing all of your tricks. So, and then what we'll do is when we teach that dip and or trick, we'll show you how it can apply in different rhythms, which is those different dances.
That is awesome. I love it. So the next class that we're going to teach is musicality, which is near and dear to my heart because I started learning West Coast, and I'm a Westie at heart, but I started learning West Coast and two-step at the same time.
You and me both.
So musicality is just one of those things where some people get it from the get-go, and some of us have to work on it forever, and we still suck at it. So tell us what you're going to bring to that class.
So a lot of what we're going to do with that class is we're going to be able to teach you guys how to be able to, recognize what the one is, recognize that there are more important ones than others, and then it's also helping you guys understand how to be able to play with some of the songs using a really fun techniques that we've learned over the years on how to be able to actually play with the music rather than just always hitting the one or the phrase change with just a dip or something of that nature. Showing you guys different techniques to be able to experiment and play with your partners essentially.
Yeah, a lot of little nuggets in those classes. So fun fact, I have a very extensive music background too. And so musicality is very near and dear to my heart. I am one of the people that it just comes natural to. You know, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, she's pretty much the one that takes the heavy music theory on that aspect. Fun fact, I used to play professional football.
Right.
So moving my body is something that's very common, but learning to do it to music was something that took a while, and it actually took her help. So that's why I let her lead that class primarily.
He's the muscle and I'm the brain.
Pretty much.
That's how you know you have a perfect match. Yeah, you can be the brains, and I'll be the brawn, like whatever. It's fine.
Wholly fine, no questions.
All right, cool. So your last class is what you're most well known for, and that is for your lifts. And so we're going to be bringing an hour-long class worth of lifts. And so tell us about that.
So
well, first of all, get into the gym, right? Like get muscling, get working out a little bit.
Speaking of which, we do have some dancer workout videos that we have out that will actually help you out with some of the lifts.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do with the lifts is we'll teach a lift, and what we'll do is we'll teach just the lift itself, and then we'll show you different entries and exits depending on what dance that you're going to apply this to. Mm-hmm. And so that's a lot of what we really try to key in on is teaching you guys the moves and teaching you how to dance in and dance out of it, because it's more than just here's a lift, then put down, and then you just start again. It's all about how to dance in and out of the lifts. That's the most important thing that we can possibly teach you.
And the second, probably the first important thing that we can teach you guys is the safety behind lifts, because it is a very common thing. I mean, even in Texas, our bars and our places don't particularly like us to do aerials on dance floors. I know there's plenty of other places where we go that it's not even allowed. Which,
by the way, we don't recommend doing in a very crowded dance hall ever.
Right.
Yes, that's our plug. But we are going to teach safety. We always build in safety mechanisms in our lifts and stuff like that. So when you feel like you have, and you know you have enough space to do these kinds of lifts and tricks, then we will teach you all the lifts, the tricks, the ins and the outs, and how to make them really fun and incorporate them.
How did you guys actually get into lifts and acro yoga? Like, how did lifts become your thing, your bread and butter thing?
Ooh.
Like, you started.
So
that's a great question.
So that's a great question. So I started doing lifts with partners long before I realized that lifts were an accent, not the dance. So that's how I started out doing these. But when I was doing these with people that were much bigger than Sarah was. And so it forced me to learn how to be able to really use my body in an athletic way. And then whenever I got matched with Sarah, it just made it a perfect combination because I'm able to lift her up. Even though she didn't have any cheer background, I'm able to, because I had learned so much beforehand, I was able to muscle her through just a few things. And then that's when she started learning about how active weight really does help the lead quite a lot.
Yeah, and so he hit the nail on the head. I actually, fun fact, don't have any cheerleading, no gymnastics background. That is a very common misconception. So I tell everybody, I'm like, there's hope for everyone.
The acro yoga, though, we actually got introduced by a friend, and then we continue to go to different gyms, and we found out how good acro yoga is in terms of how to be able to practice safely with some of these tricks and stunts, because it also helps her find her balance and helps the leads not be able to exhaust their strength.
Absolutely.
Which we do apply in all of our leads class, all of our lifts classes to have that kind of acro aspect to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, cool. So a few fun questions I thought that I'd bring, and then, we'll let you get on with your guys' day. So what is your favorite dance style?
You go first.
Oh my goodness. I think it has to be, it's good old two-step, honestly. Good old two-step, progressive two-step. It's what I know. It's, even though I did start doing West Coast Swing almost at the same time, there's something that is just so at home for me when I start doing two-step. So I get a very comforting feeling. That's your favorite.
So for me, it would be, it's a progressive country swing. So essentially, I like fusing two-step and West Coast Swing together whenever we're moving. And I find that is my absolute favorite.
You know what? I can't agree with you more. I do the country two-step tour, and lately they've been fusing West Coast into our two-step as patterns and moves, and it is just like magic, and it has really extended the range of the possibility of my two-step, and it has just been amazing and fantastic to be able to do that.
So much. Yes, that's why we recommend cross-training for that exact reason.
And that's the style we do the most, even though I love doing just straight two-step.
And we teach it all the time. And actually, fun fact, Brad's actually one of our subscribers on our Instagram.
Hey, thanks, Brad.
If you guys don't know, go and subscribe to their Instagram channel, the subscription only. They have all of their premium content on there, which includes their workshops and everything that they've done. It shows you a breakdown of everything that they do in that class.
And it literally goes over how to do a lot of the country swing that you see out in Texas.
Which, by the way, it's our Instagram subscription. It's actually 2 years of unrepeated footage of all of the group lessons that we've ever done. Like it's so much. So it's very extensive.
Yeah, I'm on your stuff all the time, and I literally tell my roommate Kayla, I'm like, Kayla, get out here. We've got to try this move. It looks fun. All right. Here's the next question. Your favorite song to dance to?
So right now, there's a right now, and then I can't decide what my all-time favorite is. Right now, I actually really like Truck Bed by Hardy. So I heard that song yesterday whenever I was getting ready and pre-posting some content. I heard it, and I am going to request it probably 5 or 6 times during this convention just because I want to dance to it.
So what style do you dance that song to? Like two-step or West Coast Swing?
Oh, so this one would be more West Coast Swing. Yeah. It's a slow and it's a beautiful beat to it.
Right.
I like it.
I have to look that one up.
Mine is Amen Kind of Love by Daryl. Oh gosh, is it Singleton? I forget his last name. It's Daryl with a Y. Anyways, I love it. It's an incredibly long song. It is 100% a two-step song, but we fuse all the time, and I love it.
So, what's your guys' song?
Ooh, that's changed.
First dance we had as husband and wife was actually Better Together by Luke Combs. So that's always going to be something we'll dance to. But
our last dance song was
One Man Band.
One Man Band by Old Dominion.
Oh yeah, that one's become a pretty popular wedding song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the 2 songs we'll always dance to together forever. But 9 times out of 10, pretty much you can put on anything, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, Kojo, and we'll pretty much be out there dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. So if you guys could go back to the beginning of your dance journey and you had infinite time and infinite money to do whatever you wanted, and you could go back and learn a different dance style from the get-go, along with all your other stuff, what would you have picked up along with your other dances?
Wow.
Ooh, from the beginning?
From the get-go.
Yeah, like if you could go back and you still learned all of the ones that you still learned, but you could pick up any other dance style from the beginning, which one would it be?
Does it have to be a partner dance?
No, it could be anything.
I have my answer, but it's still tough. So I would still do two-step because it's such a cultural thing, but I really wish I actually would have picked up West Coast swing earlier. I think learning other dances, once I got to a certain point and I felt like I got to a ceiling, I wish I would have picked up other dances earlier because that would have helped me and accelerated me so much faster. So I would have wanted to learn West Coast swing much earlier.
I think I have a tie.
Yeah?
I have a tie. I actually really like Latin dancing.
Oh, yeah.
I love Latin. I would love, I certainly don't, any of it. Oh my gosh. Any of it. I would have
We've learned
loved,
a little bachata. We've learned a little bachata.
Yeah.
I would want to learn tango. There's so much I
Yeah.
still want to learn.
just, they're so beautiful. So it's a tie between Latin dancing or ballet. I seemed like every little girl, I was in it.
You'd be surprised on how many West Coast swing dancers had ballet before they ever became Westies. I believe like Cameo Cross, for example.
Emily Schubert is one of
Emily Schubert, yeah.
There's so much fundamental in that, which is why I think it just sets you up so well. Because especially if you can spin on your own, like some of those ballerinas can, like putting another person in there is like
incredible
butter.
balance. Yeah,
you
like
know?
we've been learning more ballroom stuff lately, and some of the techniques and styles that come out of ballet are so helpful in all styles of dance.
Yeah.
Wonderful, guys. And thank you again for being here and doing this with me today. And I am so excited to bring you guys out to Vegas and introduce you to our community.
Yes,
Thank you.
so pumped.
And I really hope that introducing you guys to our community like this will show them what value you guys are bringing out in your workshops. And regardless of their dance, whether it be West Coast or country swing or two-step, that they will find value in taking this workshop with you guys.
We are looking forward
We
to
are
meeting
so
everyone.
looking forward to it.
It's going to be great.